Hey Percussionists, Mr. Lentz here. Congratulations on a semester of hard work, and it sounds like you're about ready to start concert band. So I wanted to review a few of the auxiliary instruments so that you know what to do once you get your percussion parts. So let's start with a few of the different toys that you might get other than the bass drum, snare drum. When we look at some of the smaller items, the first one that's pretty common would be the tambourine that you get to play. It would look something like this. Now let's just talk about how we correctly hold and play this, because chances are you've probably seen a lot of different ways. So there's one spot on the tambourine where there's no, I call them jangles, and you're going to just grab like this onto the tambourine. And then you're going to hold it up at an angle like this so that the drum part is facing you and the sound can go out to your audience. You're going to put your fingers at a point here, and then you're going to play on the tambourine that way. What you don't want to do is move the tambourine to you, because then it messes with the rhythm that you get from there. Also, you don't want the tambourine straight up or flat. That angle is really important. So, at an angle, up in the air, fingers at a point, playing the tambourine. When you're done, make sure you put it back in the case so it stays nice and safe. Moving on, the cabasa is another thing that you might get to play. So the cabasa, how we play this is you're going to just put your hand out at a curve, and you're going to put the beads right here. You hold the handle like this, and you have to make short, snappy movements to play in time. Oftentimes we'll see that you have 8 notes to play, keeping the tempo in a soft, slow section. So it'll be played like this. That way you get that clean, crisp sound, rather than that long drag sound. So short, snappy movements inside your hand there. The other thing that you'll see pretty commonly in concert band is the triangle. Now, the triangles usually have a clip so that you can put it on the stand. If you have triangle part and something else, is a pretty likely situation. So you would just clip it there, hang it, and then play. If you're holding the triangle, what you want to do is just hold a little ways above the triangle by the string so that it keeps it from spinning and it stabilizes it. You'll also notice that there's 2 bars that lead to the open side and then 1 that doesn't. This is the playing side here, and you're going to play on the outside middle of the playing side there. Now to get that really crisp, clean sound. So that's the proper way to hold it. Also, when you play the triangle, make sure that you hold it up so that the audience can hear the sound coming out. If you hold it lower, the sound won't project like it should. Moving on over here, we have the suspended cymbal. You'll see a crescendo with a whole note, so maybe sometimes like a half note or even 2 measures long of a suspended cymbal roll. You'll use your blue yarn mallets for the suspended cymbal. And what you want to do is make sure that you hold them just like you do with your snare drum sticks, and you're going to play on the outside edge of the cymbal here, and just alternate your roll that way for a smooth, even roll. Making sure that you last the whole dynamic span of the crescendo. If it's piano to forte or piano to mezzo piano, whatever it is, just pay attention to those dynamic markings. So your roll should be something like this. That's how the suspended cymbal works. The next instrument that we're going to look at here is the crash cymbals. So for the crash cymbals, you'll be in a crash cymbal holder, and you'll see these straps outside here. A lot of times people want to put their hands in here, and that can work. You have to kind of put your hands through here, and this can be kind of tricky and hard to switch instruments or between the auxiliary instruments here. So what I recommend is if we grab the strap like this, and then you put your hand around here. So again, the strap straight out, you're just going to grab it with your fingers and then straight down. So that gives you pretty good control over the cymbal. You'll grab the other one just like this. Now, what you don't want to do is just bring the cymbals straight together, kind of like one of those toy monkeys with the crash cymbal. You want to think more in this sort of pattern here. So coming together, going to the farther out cymbal, so like this. And then you dampen in your shoulders. So say the crash lasts for a half note, 2 beats. Dampen, like that. Or for 4 beats, you'll count through and dampen at the end of that note. So it's important to come to that cymbal, that the cymbals are up so that the sound goes out. And when you have to set them down, make sure to set them down carefully so that doesn't create any extra noise while the other music is going on. The final thing we're going to look at here is the wind chimes. Sometimes this is in music, maybe slow pieces. It's probably the least complicated one to play. What you're going to do for the length of the wind chime notation that you have in your music is just drag your finger down from high to low, like this. And that's it. So hopefully that helps you understand a little bit more about the auxiliary percussion instruments as you get your new percussion parts for band rehearsal. Have fun.